everyone and welcome back to my channel. I've been so bad on this channel. I really apologize. Like I've been through a lot. And I'm sure one day I'll come and tell you guys the story of what I've been through that made me like take a break from YouTube and all that. But good news is I'm back. I'm not gonna promise anything this time around, but I'll try. I'll try to give you back to back badass content. Anyways, today I have a friend with me. She's a friend, she's a colleague, she's my senior actually. In her mind. I have Safina with me and we just thought we'll come and chit chat. So
Chit chat.
Yeah. So Safina, do you want to say hi to my viewers and my followers?
Yes. Hi everyone. Irma, thanks for having me on.
Yo, anytime girl.
So like Irma said, we're gonna chit chat about issues, but I'm just gonna let you introduce it.
So like what we were like me and Savina, we talk often. We talk at least twice or three times a week, right?
Yeah.
And most of the time we find out like because to be honest, okay, background story, we're both single girls living in a society that is not very pro single. And when I say pro single, like there's lots of things that single girls do in this society, but there's not a lot of opportunities for us single girls to meet like the kind of guys that we want to meet. There's a lot of single guys out there, but like there's not a lot of opportunities for us to meet the kind of guys that we think we're attracted to or we want to meet anyways. So
and not to forget there's the area we live in is not very multicultural, so that also kind of
that's where people like that affects people like me. That's very because I like when it comes to relationships, I feel like I'm very racist. You have to be black and to be from Nigeria for me to even consider you. So like I don't know. I'm very, very conservative in that way. I don't know about you. Like, what's your own views in dating?
Well, we talked about this, and I said yes. Fortunately, let me say, I can date any tribe, any race.
So you can date a half Chinese, half Indian guy.
Seriously, if he gets me, if he understands me, and he understands my culture. Don't come and be telling me, oh, my obono is smelling. Oh, my egusi is smelling.
You should respect you.
Exactly.
But then you have to deal with him eating frog legs and all that. And cooking them with the pot that you're going to use to cook your egusi. Are you alright with that?
I think I'm alright with that because I like to think I'm a little bit adventurous when it comes to food. Frog legs, maybe that's pushing it a bit much. But I'm also a bit adventurous when it comes to food, when it comes to meeting people. But regardless of how adventurous, I think I am, we somehow still have the same stories, so it's just
nice.
It's tough.
Like, I really admire people like you because I honestly, I've lived outside Nigeria for a very long time. It's over 10 years now because I left in 2012.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's over 10 years.
I never even knew this.
Yeah. And I can't see myself sitting down with a white guy, like even chit-chatting. Probably because I've always worked like before my work environment before was like it was all female dominated. So I vibe with white girls, but I had never been in a situation where I was with a white guy and we were even talking about something very plateau, like even the weather. Right. So I can't even imagine myself like having a normal conversation. Like, okay, when I go to the mechanic shop, I'm like, oh yeah, something wrong with my car. You're like, oh, maybe it's in it. And I'm like, okay, yeah.
I'm thinking about the one I experienced recently when I changed my tires. Like, it was just a different vibe. And they're quite sweet and nice. And my male friend was actually even teasing me that, oh, they're nice to you because you're a girl. Because like, he showed me all the specs, everything that, I had to do with a tire from a novice's point of view. He was so nice, he was so everything, but like you said, it's a bit difficult sometimes. And then I
want to be in a relationship where, I can be spontaneous. I don't speak a lot of broken English, but once in a while, something overwhelms me. I'm like, oh wow, what a wow. Like, you just break into broken English. Like, sometimes something happens and like the only way you can express it is in broken English. I don't want to.
God, I beg.
Thank you, my sister.
Are you okay?
And then he's like, oh, and you have to be like, oh,
I mean, breaking it down for you.
God, I beg. egg in it. That kind of thing. Or you crack a joke and then he doesn't get it and you have to
And
explain.
you have to explain. And once you explain, he loses how the
Thank
joke
you.
is not funny again. It's
Yeah.
not.
So all those kind of things, I'm just like, man, I'll stick to my species. I'd rather stick to my species. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, it's tough. You get so like even me, I think I'm adventurous. You know, for example, at work now, you know, I still find that I'm a bit more. You know, once it's like a male colleague that says something that's like against me. I don't know. Yeah, but I just find I'm a bit more on edge as well. And of course, I'm talking about, you know, like a white male colleague.
Okay.
So, you know, so it's a bit tricky. Yeah, you know, are there things maybe we need to work on, or I don't know.
I guess
What do you think?
there's always a room for you to work on things, right? I just feel like I'm not just interested. You know, sometimes I feel like, you know, the truth is I feel like I'm a bit too closed minded. I think I need to open my mind a bit, because the truth is there are actually non-black, non-Nigerian people that are really open to, and think open to understanding your culture and embracing it. And the truth is that is what you actually need. When you're in a multicultural, and this is not even white and black or white and black and Asian. I'm even talking even in Nigeria. With embracing other tribes. Yeah.
So you just need to be a bit more accommodating than you normally would be maybe in your house, with your brothers, your sisters.
Because like in your home now, for example, maybe you grew up with you have to finish your food before you eat your meat.
Exactly.
And then you meet somebody who grew up in an environment where, you know what, we don't even care, do whatever, just eat. We just want you to eat something, or so little things like that. And that's why I feel like that's why some relationships have problems. Okay, for the longest time, I was like, I didn't understand why marriages were breaking up because of toothpaste. Somebody's pressing it in the middle, somebody pressing it in the end.
Like,
I'm like, dude,
I did not.
Why?
Yeah.
Why can't you just buy another tub of toothpaste? Like, why? So I feel like these little things are things that people sometimes just need to ignore. You know, like nobody's going to die because somebody pressed toothpaste from the middle or from the top or from and little things like that. I also heard that stuff like gizzards cause wars in marriage because
wow.
Okay, so in some cultures, if you slaughter a chicken, the man is supposed to be the one to eat the gizzard.
Oh, right.
Yeah. If it ends up in another person's stomach, it's a
okay, I get you. Is it like all those like people that like you know, there's some cultures in Nigeria, I don't want to mention names, where the children is the adults that eat eggs and the children
or
like 2 pieces of meat,
something like that. But like it's a thing of pride for the head of the home to eat the gizzard.
Are there extra nutrients that it gives?
I don't know. I'm not like gizzard. Like you can actually go. Gizzard is like the cheapest source of protein on the face of the earth.
Exactly.
Like give the dude the gizzard, go to the market and buy gizzard and make gizzard or gizzard sauce or something. Knock yourself out with gizzard.
No, but I think I'm going to be upset if you're always telling me that you need to eat the gizzard. Why am I not eating the gizzard?
No, but like every chicken comes with only one gizzard, Safina.
Right.
So like when they slaughter one chicken, there's only one gizzard. But the thing is, when you go to the cold room, they pack gizzard. How much is gizzard now? Like
exactly. Well,
like 3 pounds would buy like a kilogram of gizzard.
Certainly cheaper than chicken.
Yeah, it's very cheap.
Yeah.
So I honestly I don't understand why all these little things cause problems. But then again, I don't know.
Yeah. But you know, just what you said, I think most times by the time it gets to the stage where you guys are fighting madly over who's pressing toothpaste, who's eating the gizzard, who I think sometimes it's an indication of other things that have not that have like built up, that have not been said. You know, so maybe that's why did you press it? Because I'm always telling you, and then you're like, it's just the tip of the iceberg. There's the foundational problem somewhere. That's what that's what I think. But it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
And being single, obviously, like abroad, in a culture where you don't have a lot of people that look like you, it's and there's always that pull, like you feel like you're the one that always has to like make efforts, but one of our friends, her, we and her were talking the other day, and she was talking about how she wants to attend a meeting, let's say for example, a meeting at work, and she doesn't want to have to be the one who is breaking the ice. She doesn't want to have to be the one who's cracking jokes. Like, she's like, why do I have to become a prankster or a joker for you to, to always, I'm the one that's always having to break the ice. Why are you not coming forward and breaking the ice, for me to feel comfortable, So sometimes there's always that, you know, you're just always feeling on edge that, oh, you're the one that has to do this, you're the one that has to do that. And yeah. I get up and down.
Yeah, it's not easy being single. I can tell you from first-hand experience. It sucks.
Yeah. It has its good parts.
Yeah, it does, because there's one kind of peace, like you can just get up and do whatever it is that you want to do, if you can afford it.
Yeah, there's that. There is that.
Yeah.
I mean, we just spoke yesterday, even the fact we had been talking about this on the back burner for a long time. But we just literally, oh, okay, I'm coming to your place. And, we didn't have to, who's going to look after the kids? Who's going to take permission? I hate that word, with my soul. Take permission.
We'll talk about that another day.
Oh, God, so, yeah, it has its nice parts. You can travel.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, would you rather be single or be in a relationship?
Oh, absolutely. I would rather be in a good relationship. Yeah. If you put being single, good relationship, I would definitely pick a good relationship. But I guess the question is, what do you do when that good relationship is not coming?
What do you classify as a good relationship? What are your what's the word now? What are your
criteria?
Thank you.
Qualities?
For a good relationship.
What's that word? Red flags. Yeah. For a good relationship, for me, first off, we have to be friends.
Okay.
I think that's always. Maybe I'm too. Of course, we're a certain age now. So
we're not spring chickens.
We're not spring. Exactly. So so I feel like I'm already comfortable by myself. I'm comfortable, maybe a bit too comfortable sometimes being alone. So if you're coming, we have to gel. We have to be friends. You get. I'm not saying yes automatically. Rome wasn't built in a day, but there should just be something that's hey, we have that. When I see you, I'm excited. We have things in common. How even friendship, for example. How did we become friends? It was we both liked going out. That you get.
Let me put a pin on that. Yeah, we're friends now. But me and this girl, we've been through a lot. We've quarreled, we've fought, we've not talked to each other for a year.
Was it up to a year? It wasn't up to a year.
Oh, yeah, here now.
Maybe 9 months.
People would think I'll be like, oh, what an awesome friendship.
What an awesome But that's
we've been there, done that.
We worked on it. You get, there were times I'll be like, what's she feeling like? This one, that one. And then I'll be like, okay, wait. If my brother, I've got 3 stubborn brothers.
Oh my God,
if they did something, would I not, work on it? So like you said, that's talk for another day. So, but friendship, I think, is really important. And I'm a spiritual person. I'm not the type that, I have to go to church every Sunday.
Okay.
Even I probably should.
Yeah, you should.
But we'll talk about that one too. But he should be spiritual. I mean, I can't be saying, let's fast and pray and I'm worried about something, and you can't hold me and say, yes, it will be well. Babe, don't worry about it. It will be well. Or you're putting your leg on the wall in the middle of the night because you have one religion that tells you to do that. That's so we can't be too far apart, because I've seen
spirituality, and spiritually you mean, right?
In
terms of faith and belief.
Yes, I think that's the word. Yeah, in terms of faith, we can't be too far apart. You get fine. Maybe one person might be a bit more spiritually mature than the other one, which is fine. But I think the gap probably shouldn't be too much. The faith too I should be believing in God. You're believing in
no God
or cow.
Okay. Okay.
Hence my point about putting leg on the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying.
Have you ever dated somebody that put his leg on the wall in the middle of the night?
No, but I've actually had someone who was so averse to going to church.
Okay.
And he was supposed to be a Christian.
Mm.
He was so averse. Like I
Was he somebody who was previously a Christian and then is not now interested in being a Christian anymore?
Yes.
That cohort of people.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Because he was like, oh, I used to do all of this before, and then somehow he felt that
It was
now,
a waste of his time.
yeah, that it wasn't really bringing the what he wanted.
Okay.
But I was in a space where doing those things was helping me.
Yeah.
So I
feel you.
didn't really
Yeah.
understand why. So I
No,
thought it was
seriously, I
driving
feel
me
you. I
back.
feel you.
Yeah. And we would always have our fights when I said I wanted to go to church.
Okay.
And I was like, you're a Christian,
Mm.
but somehow we're fighting because of church.
Yeah.
You get, could you not just say you're a different religion? And then let's call it a day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, faith is important.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you? What
Um,
qualities do you think?
Actually, you know what? Yeah, in my spring hen and be foul days. Yeah, because we're not spring chickens anymore, so I think we
I mean, we're
autumn fowl or something.
maybe we're autumn fowls, yeah.
I feel like right now I have, for me. Okay, so the two things you mentioned, yeah, they're up there. Friendship, because I'm too playful. I can't be around somebody who is not my friend. Like I am too, like, I know I'm not a child, I'm not young and everything, but the way I act, sometimes even me, I ask myself, I'm like, are you sure they did not make a mistake on my birth certificate or something? Somebody has to be my friend. It has to be somebody I can be upset with and still play with, like that kind of thing. So yeah,
and because the juice is sweet, you can't wait to make up with the person because you need somebody to tell.
Yeah, or you know, like, oh, there's this friend I have, and he can call me. I'm not joking. And I'll be like, oh, good evening, sir. And he'll be like, good evening, my dear, how are you? Like, we once had a conversation, a phone conversation, where it was just, we were joking and we ended the call. And he was like, oh, I thought I asked you to come and see my secretary. Where were you yesterday?
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Something happened. And it was a joke.
And you guys went on but
we finished.
You were able to sustain that hilarity for the whole conversation.
And we dropped the call without being normal people. And then,
that's the word, not normal. Yeah.
and I look at all these kind of things and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I need to have this kind of things because I know I've never been married, but I think marriage is not an easy road. You need all these little things to get through. Yeah, those hard things. Okay, so.
And can I say that marriage is not compulsory? I've gotten to the stage where I believe marriage is not compulsory.
Okay,
but we might talk. Talk about it later.
Yeah, let's talk about that later. So friendship is there, faith is there, and I am looking at faith from the aspect of, I've come to realize that in this life there's a higher power. In this life we need a chain of accountability and authority. And I feel like a man who is not accountable to God, for example, will treat you anyhow.
Yeah.
And I'll not feel remorse about it. So I need somebody who has a fear of God. Because when he does, and I mean genuine fear. Because before, when we were growing up, it used to be, oh, he has to be a Christian, Oh, do you go to church? What church do you go to? Now that's important, but it's not like the most important thing for me. The genuine fear of God. Do you fear God when nobody else is looking at you?
But wait, does he have to be like, okay, so you know how, like, in terms of spiritual maturity, do you feel he has to be like tongue speaking?
No.
Demon binding?
No. You don't have to bind demons. Like, just fear God is my own, like, that's my minimum requirement. Genuinely fear God. And I find that many Nigerian, and I'm talking about Nigerians here because they're the ones that have been around the longest, right? Many Nigerian Christians don't fear God. They fear their pastors more than they fear God. And that is why they do things in church and go home and they are something else, because I don't know, for some reason, it's either they don't fear God or they don't believe that God is everywhere. Anyways, I don't have a lot of time to talk about this. If you want me to talk about this, comment and then I'll come back and talk about it.
What she said.
Okay, so that's that. And then I feel at this point in my life, I need somebody who's comfortable.
Like, that's
financially. I'm not I'm too old to start building anything with any, because
That's it. You get.
if you're my age right now or older than me and you're still looking for block to build with, dude, I'm sorry to break it to you. You're a poor man and you're going to be a poor man for a very long time.
Well,
Except something.
it might not be a poor man for a long time, but like
Except something.
if you've been working
happens.
to a certain level, I don't think why should you have to go down, like date down, because you want to be in a relationship? Me too. I don't think that's fair, and I'm very much about equality and all. I don't think, if I've worked to build my career to a certain level, we've worked hard, we know how intense, how crazy, how difficult it's been. Sorry, but what have you been doing?
Thank you.
All this
Thank you.
years?
Yeah, that's a very, very valid question.
What have
you been doing with your time, your money, and your
as well? For me, I'm not sure if it means that the person will be poor forever. No, because some people.
I said maybe like you win the lottery, because you can't be okay. See, for example, a 45-year or 47-year-old man coming to tell you I have big dreams, dude. You are woken up like 10 years, 20 years ago to start dreaming those dreams.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but you can guess there's a but. But I just believe like there's some people, like even amongst friends that we know, they're friends who we know are earning comfortably, that who they're not poor by any means.
No.
But it's just somehow they've been a bit maybe too conservative. So what I'm trying to drive at? What about someone who's got the money in the bank but maybe has not built a house?
No. I'm not even talking about. Okay, so let me clarify. I'm sorry. Let me clarify. What I'm talking about now is a man who is like he's not in his 20s anymore. He's well into his 30s, 40s, maybe, and he doesn't have a job and he's too proud to take a job because you know what, I know myself. I just need capital.
Like, why don't you have a job?
Thank you. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't have anything to. He has never
No
worked.
business.
Yeah, nothing. That's the kind of starting from scratch that if you.
I think any woman who does that out of being single, I think you're just looking for problems. I think you're just looking for a baby. I think the woman herself has issues that she's probably, there's some people who've got different kinds of complexes. We'll go into psychology again another day.
This girl is coming back to this channel.
I mean, this is fun. This is amazing. I'm like, why haven't we done this since? You get, so does she have a hero complex? Does she have self-esteem issues? Does she have inferior? Do you understand?
Yeah,
but why are you attracting someone who is supposed to be an adult, but you're going to be?
No, but the thing is, the thing with dating and relationships, I look at it like shopping in a store. Everybody passes through a store, and then let's say there's a beautiful shoe, like a Jimmy Choo shoe that costs maybe 2,500 euros or something like that. 2,500 euros. Everybody's going to admire it. It depends on, like, it doesn't matter if they can afford it or they can't afford it. Everybody will walk past and admire it. Doesn't mean that everybody that admires it can afford it. And I think that's the same thing with relationships. You're a babe, you're a correct babe, you're an it babe, you're a babe and a half and all that. All sorts of people are going to admire you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you should bring yourself low to be affordable to everybody who admires you.
So regardless of the issues, whether it's isolation, loneliness, desperate, you shouldn't. I was saying too, your parents probably worked hard, trained you, prayed for you, and then if you don't.
So I feel like girls should know their worth. Like, it's not every man that likes you that can actually afford, because that can actually I don't want to use the word worthy. It's not every man that likes you or admires you that is that can afford you. And I'm saying this with inverted commas because I use the market, the store thing.
Yeah. Because there's people who will buy the Jimmy shoes rather, and they will go and just keep it in a box at home. They probably got like 100 pairs.
Thank you. And there's people who will still buy it. They can afford it and they will abuse those shoes.
Yeah. You will not. It will be Jimmy cool.
So let's move along. This gist is actually very sweet. So and this is not what we plan to talk about. Can you imagine? Interesting turn of events.
But I guess it's a spin-off from relationships, and we're very passionate about this topic.
Okay,
what's
so
relationship?
The next thing I wanted to talk about, the next thing that came to my mind that we should talk about.
Okay.
Meeting people.
Meeting people.
How far would you go? Are you into online? Are you open to online dating? Are you open to people introducing you to people? Are you open to blind dates and all that, or are you just a traditional? You know what? I don't want to be walking on the street and somebody's like, "Wow, who is that babe?"
Angel from heaven.
And he turned around and he's like, "Wow, it was love at first sight."
You know. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I think I'm a bit adventurous, so I'm open to all of the above.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow.
I'm open to blind dating, friends hooking me up. Yeah, because I think somehow I've been I've been able to surround myself with relatively good people, friends. So I want to believe that if they're setting me up with someone, they're not going to set me up with someone they kind of know my standards. Yeah. But I've still got, one coconut head whose name will not be mentioned, who's tried to set me up with someone. And the first thing she started with was, babe, there's this guy. He's single though. He's a doctor. He's nice. He's loaded.
A doctor's loaded. Just for another day.
But he had just been through a nasty divorce. The woman put him through hell. Like she shredded his self-esteem.
What do you want to do with somebody with a shredded
I don't understand. I was like, the fact that I even have to explain it to you shows that. Are you high? Like, I literally almost wonder, like, babe, don't ever set me up like this again. And she's like, no, you can just be there for him. You can be his friend.
Are you a social worker?
Do you understand?
Things really upsets me, like inside my to my diaphragm.
I'm like, you're a woman, and this was someone that, like, of course she's my friend, so like I was like, babe, you and I know we've talked about this thing. You get it was almost like you setting me up with someone who you knew was trash, basically, and not trash in the human being trash.
No, he was emotionally trash.
He was emotionally trash. Yes, I'm gonna have to do like so much groundwork for him,
and he will leave you in the end.
There's
that. Be like, oh, my judgment was clouded because my self-esteem was... No, seriously, that's what will happen.
You see, exactly. So I realized I'm a single girl. I'm not a therapist.
Yes.
I'm going into therapy.
Everybody
That's what
needs
you
to
need.
know their boundaries. Yeah, lover girl, not a therapist.
Exactly. So so that was that. So that was crazy. Like just the intro alone, like I said, was crazy. Yeah. What about you? Would you?
No.
I'm surprised I even had to ask.
No, like I said before, I'm very traditional. Like even
so no online dating.
No. Like if I ever attempted to go on an online dating app, I feel like my phone would blow up. Really, because
like who is this? Is her okay?
And the thing is, I think it's a fear of meeting idiots, which will happen.
Yeah,
because everybody goes on an online dating app thinking, oh, how do you filter through those that are serious, those that are looking for one night stands, and those that are just there to play? Like, how do you filter through that?
Yeah,
I feel like I'll just take my chances, walk on the street, and then somebody will be like, who's that girl? But
then again, we know that the chances of that happening
very
here
slim,
are almost 0 to nil, and it's crazy. I've tried online dating. I've tried it, a couple of times.
Oh, tell us about that.
Yeah, I went on a break for a long time, so I've just started again. I'm in the process of filtering, but like this was a couple of years ago, and so I remember how we used to do it. Then I had this circle of friends that we were somehow all doing the online dating, so we're like each other's support.
So you have experience with online dating?
Yeah, and it was because they were doing it.
Okay.
So it was quite fun then. So every day we'll come back from work, and then video call, and we're doing, okay, how far? Oh, last weekend I saw this person. Oh, that guy. Oh, are you serious? That guy, you guys finally met. You guys finally went out. and you would have seen that this person would have told this person where she was going to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you
like
had an
safety.
accountability
Yeah,
thing,
and
okay.
particularly about security, because that was like my first thing.
Was
as a
that here in
Nigerian.
Nigeria?
It was here.
Okay.
Yeah, and these were like white girls. So one was white, one was Polish, the other one was Italian. So of course they were a bit more experienced in online dating, so they introduced me to. But the Nigerian me was always like security, like if you're going somewhere, tell people where you're going to. So they found that nice. So that was how we kind of had the system. So I met this guy, we're talking and talking. It materialized from, chatting to looking forward to each other's chats. So, and all of that. And then before we knew it, phone call. To be fair, why I got so comfortable, we eventually had a date. Like we went out on a couple of dates and, we just, oh, okay, this is nice. But why it didn't progress that far was because he was gentle. Like he allowed me to sort of
to be dominant.
Yeah.
He was recessive. Like he was like, I'm watching Big Bang Theory now. He was like Howard. He's such a sweet guy, but he's so laid back.
Exactly. Yeah. He was, what kind of puts me off with online dating is most times when you're trying to like, in my experience, so please, they shouldn't come for me. In my experience, when you're trying to date like black guys, Nigerians, once they like you, in fact, you start the chat now. In 30 minutes, person is already saying, can I have your number?
So, but how does it work though? How does like a typical online, how do you go from meeting somebody to actually physically meeting the person? Like, what steps do you take?
Okay. So, probably, let's use Bumble. That's a common one where the woman has to speak, both of you like yourselves.
Okay.
You swipe, and then if you notice that if he's liked you guys kind of match. Okay. Then you start chatting.
Okay, so they give you a woman.
You have a profile.
Okay, and then they suggest men.
Yes.
And you like them.
Yeah.
And they have to
you can put in different filters, different age ranges. Okay. So maybe you put in like 30 to 40, for example. Okay. Race you can select.
And they have to like you back.
Yeah, they have to like you back.
Okay.
Yeah. But Bumble, that's the one I'm using currently. They have to like you back. But Bumble, I don't think they have to, if I remember correctly. You just like literally can chat up a guy. Yeah. So and then you start, whether you chat up the guy or you guys match, like each other, you can now start chatting
on the app. Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of protected. So if they're weirdos or serial killer people, you can report. Okay. Yeah, so there's some level of, in fact, to be honest, a lot of them have more security than physical dating because there's the person has a footprint, they can trace this person. So and they would also tell you like don't give out personal details too quickly, don't so there's all of that. And so for me, the strategy I used with the safety of my coconut girls, then you chat with the person for whether it's a couple of hours or a day.
Depends on how comfortable you are.
Exactly. Okay. So I was obviously like in the clique then, I was obviously the one who was like always the last to go and hook up with the guy because I was just very Nigerian.
When you mean hook up, because hook up means many things in this world now. Yeah. You mean like grabbing a cup of coffee or something?
Yes, grabbing a cup of coffee. Let me clarify, that's what I meant. So it would take me usually like a couple of days, to chat with the person you get. And then when I notice like I'm excited to read your chats, we've talked, you're not just telling me, oh, my African beauty.
Oh, his cousin went to Namibia for
exactly because I was dating not just black guys or I was open to all other races. You get, so you're not just telling me all this, hey, it's only as if there are a lot of weirdos, I have my black African princess. Once I say that, I block you.
My brown skin girl,
I block you. You understand? Because I didn't look at you and say my white chocolates. I mean, my white lollipop. No. So why are you hating me like that?
No, my white marshmallow.
I'm like, what kind of problems are these? I'm not familiar with this kind of problems. So yeah, so when I start to notice that I'm looking forward to your chat, I'm looking forward, maybe I've asked the question, I've dropped something, and then I'm looking forward to what your answer is, then I know, okay, I'm interested in talking to this person. This is just me, this is from my own perspective. And then when the person now gets comfortable as well, some of them I did forward, and then they now say, oh, they can sense it, and then ask for your phone number, and then you now either give it or not, and then you guys start talking. So that's it. So this one we talked to the point where we were so comfortable. He waited for me. Actually, I was the one that asked for his number, and then he was like, "Oh yeah." So yeah, probably I like to lead a little in relationships, and so I remember we went to this nice restaurant, had this prawn. The fact that I remember what I had more than the conversation was
You
probably
like food?
well.
So we understand.
Like, see how you're introducing me to your viewers, that I like
No,
food.
but you don't know. Maybe they will start sending you food baskets or
Food
something.
baskets. We're focused. We're single girls. So
No. I'm talking about for PR, not for men.
oh, yeah,
like
food baskets are welcome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When they send it, remember me. I want puff puff.
Okay. Yeah, what am I bringing now? Prawn cocktail
Oh
salad.
God, this girl next week.
Yes.
Anyways, something like focus.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we've talked about that. I think I don't know how many minutes.
I feel like we've been talking
We've
for.
been talking for a while.
Yeah.
Should we talk about one more thing before we end it?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Or should we do a break? Get wine or something, and then we now continue.
Oh, so you still have energy to talk more?
Yeah, but we probably can talk for maybe another 20 minutes.
Okay. Welcome back to the channel. We had to take a short break to get drinks and water our throats.
Yeah,
so
we did.
we're
Cheers.
back. Yeah, cheers.
Cheers. Yeah.
So Safina, I have another question to ask as a single girl who is almost
Fellow single girl.
who's almost getting to menopause.
Oh jeez, that is so not true. You're hilarious. Yeah.
Can you ask a man out?
Why not? Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Like for me, there was something I read somewhere and it just really resonated with me. I feel like as women, we a lot of times wait to be picked.
Okay.
We wait to be spoken to. We wait for some. Do you get? So sometimes, and I feel like sometimes that lowers the quality of men that we get.
Okay.
Because, like you said, you're in a shop. You're likening it to an item in a shop. Everyone is seeing. So why do I have to wait for someone to come and ask me out? And then the person, by the time I talk to you for like 1 week, you're rubbish. Talk to you. Do you understand? Why can't I? For example, I'm just saying, maybe anyone in close proximity, whether it's workplace, church. I wouldn't recommend dating anybody at work. Church. No, yeah. It's someone who I've I'm close to. There's some sort of interaction. I observe you. I see that, oh, this person is sensible. This person has some of the qualities I like. I would like this person as a friend first off. For me, I said that's the basic. You have to be a friend first off. I have to have things in common with you. Then I would move to you. I would absolutely move to you. Why not? Yeah, all the ones that moved to me and
I joke.
I didn't move. Let's be moving to them. Yeah. So, what about you?
Au contraire. I can't ask any now. I like to be wooed. I like to be toasted. I like to be asked out. Really, I do. And apart from that, I don't have that kind of courage to walk up to a guy and be like, "What? How do you even start?"
I'm not sure you don't have the courage. You're very courageous about a lot of things. This girl. But for me, okay, I think for me it's like, even the moving to the person is in stages. There's softs. I mean, I'm not gonna be in your face and say, "Hey, I like you. Let's go out on a date." No. But
So you're asking a guy out, is it like be giving subtle cues?
Yeah, I'm more of subtle cues.
Okay.
You get.
So you will not go out and be like, "Oh, do you want to grab coffee with me?" or all that kind of thing.
I would get there.
Okay.
But I would
gradually.
Gradually. So I wouldn't just meet you and then the next day I'm saying, "Do you want to go and grab coffee?" No. We would have probably had a chat, oh my goodness. That's the But yeah, you kind of get an idea.
Okay.
If the person likes being around you, if the person likes being in your space, if the person finds you,
the kind of person you want to be around.
If the person finds you engaging, funny, before I know, do you want to go and grab coffee? You get. So I kind of feel before I ask you, do you want to go and grab coffee? I should know that your answer is yes.
Yeah. So you're giving it's like you're giving him cues, he's giving you cues back, and
Mhm,
you're like, dude,
yeah.
you're wasting my time. Let's go and grab
Like,
this
yeah,
coffee
exactly. Yeah, yeah. Because to be fair, some guys are a bit slow.
break. Yeah, sometimes it can be so.
They need a bit of a push.
Yeah.
And they're brilliant stories. We hear of people that are married who it's like the babe was the one that, on social media, say Twitter, when people are sharing screenshots, how we met, where we are now. I say, hey, God, am I a cardboard?
Yeah, cardboard cutter.
Seriously, because so absolutely, I would move to a guy, and I feel like more women need to start doing it.
You know what? I think the problem that most Nigerian, and I keep deflecting to Nigeria because is that culture I'm used to. I grew up in that culture, like I'm used. I think the problem that most Nigerian women have is our upbringing. So we're taught to, when we're growing up, we're taught to, oh, be scarce, don't be easy, don't be this, don't be
Read
that.
your book.
Yeah,
Face
don't
your
be
studies.
like, I personally was even told, oh, don't be too, not in those words, though, don't be too successful,
Wow,
because
you're joking.
yeah, it wasn't in those exact words, but that's what it went to, because it was like, oh, men would be intimidated by your success and they would not want to be around you. So like, if I thank God I'm over that, because there's so many
Absolutely.
things I would have done for myself, and I would have still been waiting for the man to find me, and I would have been so behind on in life. So like, I feel like our upbringing in Nigeria like kind of limits women, and that's why it's a typical Nigerian woman, we find it hard to, even when a guy is genuinely asking her out,
She can't recognize.
she she recognizes it, she likes the guy, but she has to play this hard to get face.
Oh, right.
Just because, if
Yeah,
you don't, if you're not hard to get, the guy would think you're easy,
You're
and he would not.
Yeah.
He would not.
But then again, I've got two questions. Just off what you've said, where you should start to take some accountability as an adult. Fine, that's the culture or the upbringing you had. You get, but nobody told you to be ambitious in your career, but somehow you became.
But everybody's
Nobody told you, oh,
But everybody's
if I don't,
right?
you get. So I feel like sometimes, yes, there's the environment, but there's also some accountability you should have as a female adult, that you should unlearn certain things. If you don't like someone, it's okay to say no. If you like someone, if you're not the type that can say, give the body language, you get. So I feel like that argument of, oh, the culture, or I feel maybe it's kind of 50-50. I wouldn't always say that is it.
Yeah, but you know what I would say to that is that we all have different personalities. People react to different things differently. Like, so it's easy for you or me to rise above that background noise that we grew up with, because you have a different personality to somebody who is avoidant or dependent. Or something. Yeah. So everybody's, and that's why, like, it's easier for me to tolerate people now that I'm older, because I just realize that everybody's different and people react to things differently. Yeah.
And then the second point I was gonna make, okay, fine, this whole, still going back to the culture thing, or this whole conservative playing hard to get, we learned it from our cultures, we learned it from our parents. The bad things that we know some of our friends do, or some girls do,
that we hear about
on
Instagram.
We're not husband snatching and all of that. You get, where did they learn it from?
Yeah.
Do you get, where did you learn it from? If you're forming, a genuine person comes to you and likes you, but somehow you want to play hard to get, but you don't see a problem with maybe going after some woman's husband, you don't see a problem with going after. Do you get? So that's why I'm like, I don't really think we're that conservative, or that the culture had so much of an influence on us, because those stories are so rampant. You get? I'm not judging anyone. Nobody only pass, but you get. I don't think a lot of people really are as conservative or reserved as they say they are.
But one thing I've realized with us Nigerians is that we, like I said before, we live. Okay, I haven't said this exactly this way before. I think we live like chameleons, because growing up, I don't know about you. Growing up, there was this whole hula baloo about chastity. Oh, you have to keep yourself for your husband. You have to do this. You get blah 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 blah. Which is the ideal? Which is what we should all be doing? Like, don't get me wrong. It's what the Bible preaches.
Is that really what we're supposed to all be doing?
It's what the Bible preaches. I'm not going to argue with the Bible.
Okay, you have to
it's
use
what
the Bible
yeah,
as a standard.
it's what the Bible preaches, and I want to believe that is what many religions will preach as well. But I've sat down and I'm thinking, most of our grandmas had like children for at least 2 or 3 different men.
Thank you.
And I'm like, those women, forget my English, they were like, who's? Like they were really busy in the camping department.
Yeah.
No, but like, and I'm like, and I sit down and I wonder, like, so where did this standard come from? And I honestly, I don't know where it came from.
Oh, if something happens, it's you, the woman, that will be blamed though. So you should know how to hide your shit, but okay, if I don't hide my shit and everyone knows what shit I'm going through or how disgusting my partner is, has that killed anybody? I'm sorry. Do you get? So it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah. Obviously, there's still room for a lot of unlearning.
Yep.
To be done.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of it's okay to normalize a lot of things, but Rome was not built in a day.
At all.
Yep.
So, my next question would be like, what's the hardest thing for you as a single woman? Like, what's the hardest thing being single?
You probably know it, but you didn't know it was gonna come like this. It is married men.
Oh my goodness.
It is married men that will not stay in their married houses and are trying to confuse single girls like me. Yes. Because I mean, you're there, you think you're strong, you've got a level head, but somehow maybe you've just got like maybe this married friend or married colleague, or you get who just think and the way they are moving to you, like, and of course some of them will even come out right, and I'm like, wait, this is something that I'm here praying for, and you have it and you want to be doing your own anyhow like this. But I don't know if we have the energy for that.
No, that's a really huge topic, and it's very it's a very, very serious topic, right? Because even like it's something that I have to deal with too. Married men chasing me, and it's so like I've gone through the motions. I've gone through like I don't understand. Am I giving out the wrong vibe that is making?
Is there something written on your head?
Am I giving out side chick vibes?
Do I look like someone who's comfortable to be in the background?
I'm like, oh, have I put myself in the wrong environment? I'm like, why? I'm like, I felt pity for the guy. I felt pity for the wife.
Because of stories they tell you.
I felt pity for the wives. I've gone around all different emotions, and at the end of the day, I'm like, you know what? It's not my problem.
It's not my problem to unpack.
It's not my problem.
It's not.
If you have issues with your wife, deal with it. You chose her, live with her. I'm sorry, you're having problems.
If you really are confusing us,
it's not my problem.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but sometimes does it upset you, like how bold? Uncommon question: how bold married men are compared to single men?
I think it depends on the single man you're talking about. Some single men are very bold. My own is.
I'm saying, like, in the grand scheme of things, like, okay, we painted the scenario, the town we live in, the county we live in, not very much cultural, not many. You get, so, like, how, compared to the single guys that ask you out, which for me are few and far between, unfortunately, and then compared to the boldness of the married men, do you find, like, the married men are a bit more confident and more forthcoming with what they want?
I feel like the married, you know why I think so? Because the married man is like, oh, this is what's in their head. I want this girl. Obviously, it's not because they want to gist with you.
Certainly not.
It's because they want to get into your pants. Definitely, that's what they want. And they're like, they size you up. And in my mind, they've sized you up, and they're like, oh, I'll just make her life comfortable. Like, every girl's problem is solved by money. Once I give her money, like I've solved her problem.
Mhm.
But the thing is, not all of us have problems that are solved by money. And besides, even if my problems were solved by money, I don't think like it's a lot of money that would solve my problems. Like you can't come and give me chicken change. Like
Yeah.
you can't come and give me chicken change now and expect me to
place you at a low,
to lower my standards. And I was telling somebody
because it's something you've built over years. There's a behavior, or these are values that you've built over years. This is you. So if you're going to come and disrupt it, it's not chicken change.
It has to be something tangible.
You get, if at all, we're not even doing it.
I'm just saying that if at all, like, okay, because every man has a price. If you come and slap me now with $3 million, I will be confused.
Momentarily.
Yeah. I have this transient amnesia.
Let us pray about it.
Yeah, not that you promised to buy me a pot that costs £30 or something. What kind of insult is that? If you really want me to drop my standard and forget my home training, do it properly. Like, come and slap me with one kind of amount. Like, even if my mother hears about it, be like, oh, I gave birth to a proper child.
Exactly.
You're doing me proud.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like I personally, like, it's not like married men I don't have married men in my space. I have a very few of them, but I think like the kind of life I live, I'm just work, home, church. Like I don't really socialize a lot, so I don't get to meet them. And the only married men around me really are my work colleagues, and they wouldn't do that.
And our married friends, kudos. Of course, our
they're
married friends, they're very well behaved, responsible.
Yeah.
So these are we're talking about hooligans outside of the space.
Hoodlums. So that's not so much of a problem.
But sometimes, maybe to answer that question I was asking you, sometimes it grates on my nerves how these men have so much confidence when they're talking to you and how persistent they are. To be honest, I think sometimes our single brothers can learn a thing or two from them. Because I'm like, if a single guy put in this much energy in asking me out,
you'd have followed him.
I'd have followed him.
Yeah. I got off the phone with somebody, a friend of mine. Actually,
you don't try to beat around the bush. He's giving you playing games too with you. I'm playing games. You're playing games. When are we going to become serious? But like it's if there was that confidence and persistence. I kid you not. I remember when I was in Nigeria, there was a married guy. Not any of our friends. A married guy that was on my case for 2 years.
And he didn't give up.
And he didn't give up. It was like, of course, there'll be months where he won't talk to me when he sees, oh, okay, so she's serious. She's not gonna. But you see what? After like 3 months, you start talking to me again.
But do you think? I don't know. With men, it's really hard. It's difficult to know what's in the mind of a man. Because I feel like if he has these breaks of 3 months, it probably has gone round. He has not been. He's been unsuccessful. He's come back.
Oh, maybe successful, and then it's like, let me just try this stuff for video. And then, but it was just on and off to us, and I was like, whoa. If any single guy had
but Savannah, it's unrealistic for you to think a single guy should stick around with you for 2 years.
No, 2 years is ridiculous, because even anyone who's asking anybody out for 2 years in this day and age, I think is unserious.
2 years is a bit.
You're not getting the hint that the person does not like you. You're becoming almost borderline stalking. But it's true though. But but for me, if someone likes you, I'm not sure why you need to ask the person over and over and check in. But he did. Married man. He did.
Anyways, do you have any more questions for today? No, I think I've exhausted all the questions in my brain. Do you have any questions for me?
At this point, no, but it's been fun.
Yeah, it's been
I said,
awesome.
Seriously, how have we not done this all this while? Yeah,
it's been awesome.
It's been awesome. We've got a lot more to talk about, but we'll probably bring it on.
Later. So guys, like, thank you so much. Like, this is going to be like the longest video on my YouTube channel so far.
Yeah.
Everybody who has stayed this long, honestly, you guys deserve accolades. Thank you for staying this long.
You do.
I'm going to link Safina's Instagram account so you can
Yes.
follow her.
Uh-huh.
Although she doesn't
Sapphire
post,
lifestyle.
she doesn't post a lot on it.
Well, the thing is, I'm doing more of reels. So if you're Instagram savvy, you probably know about reels. So I do more of reels, and then my stories are where it's happening. That's where I drop the truth.
So I'll drop her what's it called? Her Instagram handle.
Yeah.
Somewhere, either on the screen or in the description box so you can follow her. And then also, you know what, guys, if you want us to do more of this, like, you know what to do. Share this video.
Share.
Subscribe,
More freestyling.
yeah.
You want more freestyling like this?
Comment.
Got loads more topics to unpack.
Comment in the comment, like blow up the comment section.
Yeah.
Like, let us know stuff that you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
Like we're free spirited autumn fowls.
Autumn fowls. What for the day? Autumn fowls.
And we're open to, like, you know, give our insights to any topic you want us to talk about.
Absolutely. Our unsolicited opinion on anything.
So you know what to do. And in the meanwhile, like, you guys just remain who you are. Just remember that you're the awesome version of who you are.
Yeah.
Stay beautiful, stay focused, stay positive. The best is yet to come.
If anybody wants to pressure you, pressure them back.
Yeah.